Yeah, Close the doors, walk across the corridor. We got something to show you. Media is our repertoire. Fed up with the same news, no channel to use. Cruise control mentalities, here we offer you. We gon' show you a new way. The content, it never strays from positive and uplifting. Once a week, the scope gifted. With the presence of your eyes, what a distraction. Beautiful to soul, especially in action. This year not ration, came in abundance. Films like in Sundance, tech like the pop art. Tachi Queen, you are Curtis, a beast heart. You must carry, cause MCs they all vary and seldom do they motivate. World full of hate, we serve the hope on a plate across different platforms. Let's hear a buffet, hydration like Boucher. Don't focus on a day, we always here for you. MediaScope when you emotionally broke. Settled in our knowledge and conversations, gon' make them yours. What we run is Olympic, now your hands on the torch. Take it easy like Sundays on the porch. MediaScope when you emotionally broke. Settle in our knowledge and conversations, gon' make them yours. What we run is Olympic, now your hands on the torch. Take it easy like Sundays on the porch. Now you award winning with no award tours. This culture meets the art. Podcast with the heart and essence of the growth. The power's in the people. Without you, we ain't equal. What we lack is ego. We're back now, so here we go. Run the show like Arsenio. Episodic, our rituals, minds change through visual representation of our nation and its differences. Some explanation of our uniqueness and innocence. Mass media's intention is to desensitize. We raise the wise and knowledge is power. Without it, we turn coward and proud of a known product. Like we could take it with us. I wish the greats were still alive and here with us, but it is what it is. We're left here to share our gift, and that's precisely what we'll do with it. Shape shift and fluidly, we can pass this test and still in our unity, elevating through stress. Yes, MediaScope when you emotionally broke. Settle in our knowledge and conversations, gon' make them yours. What we run is Olympic, not your hands on the torch. Take it easy like Sundays on the porch. MediaScope when you emotionally broke. Settle in our knowledge and conversations, gon' make them yours. What we run is Olympic, not your hands on the torch. Take it easy like Sundays on the porch. Yeah, it's up to you. You got the torch now. MediaScope. We here for you, and you. We got it all. Tech, pop, music. We got it all. Tech, pop, music. We got it all. Yeah. Tech, pop, music. We got it all. Yeah. Tech, pop, music. We got it.
Welcome, everybody, to the livest media, tech, and pop culture live stream. I don't know of another one, so I'm just going to dub us the livest like I do every week. This is MediaScope. We are here, as I said, to talk media, tech, and pop culture every week, 6 p.m. on all these platforms, which we'll talk about later. Yeah. My name is Tachi. I'm a media professor, a filmmaker, a media content producer, also a journalist. Not just me, not just you fabulous people, also joined by a one MC Curtis.
Hey, everybody, what's happening?
Oh, gosh, you sound written out. Now, what's going on with you? What's with the sad jazz music in your voice?
No, it's good. It's good. Just kind of tired. Just kind of went to bed late last night, actually.
They held you late at the club. Huh? You must have been doing good. You must have been clocking lots of dollars. You got home at nothing o'clock in the morning, huh?
Yeah, I had to cash in those quarters, man. It's like, hey, at the time of the night, it's kind of hard to find a place that can really turn
That's
those
the best they could do for MC Curtis quarters? Not even paper money?
You know, it's always
sad. Oh, but that was the one you got the most from, I bet.
Right, a whole bunch of them. Huh?
A whole bunch. Hey, MediaScope fan, says Terry Johnson online, and Bobby Stamps is here and says it looks so clear. Yeah, it does look clear. It's a little jumpy. That's a connection thing. You know, I might have to shell out some more ducats for a better connection. I don't know, but yeah, it is. It is looking clear and it sounds great. Thank you. That's the beauty of a microphone. And look who's here. David Benjamin Echo says Barry White tones. MC Curtis.
That's funny.
That's why he makes all the big bucks at the club. That voice.
Hey, guess who I seen hanging out?
Who?
The queen of food truckery.
Well, if you
She
saw
was.
her hanging out, that
Mhm.
must mean you yourself were hanging out.
Well, no, she sent me a message saying I was hanging out, trying to distract me because I was trying to get ready for the show.
Look at you telling on people. No code of the streets with you. Don't tell Curtis anything. He'll have
That's
all your business out there on Front Street.
yeah, because we may have to send her to HR.
Okay, when you find HR, let me know because I don't know where they are. I didn't even know we had an HR, but thank you for the information. Tish Roach is here. Maybe she knows where HR is, and she said MC Curtis got his bedroom voice on today. Wow. This has turned into a different kind of show, apparently. Hey, D Carbio is here. Hello, D. And she says, yes, super clear. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Thank you. Thank you so much. Took the time to make sure it was focused. But it's always focused. Guys, sometimes it has to do, the way stuff is received has to do with your connection sometimes. And even if you pay for the most, sometimes it does the most. So, how are you, D? Thank you so much for being here over on the LinkedIn side. Fantabulous. Okay, so everything's good with you, MC?
Yeah, everything's good. Thank you. What about yourself?
Okay,
How are you
good.
doing?
Oh, I'm great. I'm great. I'm excited. We had a cool thing that happened last week, right?
We did. Actually did. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. You want to tell us about it?
Were you talking about the broadcast we did?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was cool. Yeah, we were over at actually Tachi had made the drive to one of the clients that
Yeah.
we're working.
One no we. I
Well, no,
drove.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, I said Tachi made the drive to the
Yeah.
client we're working with, and we got to Tachi was actually on the set. She set things up, and was turned out really nice. And so we got an opportunity to meet, or Tachi got an opportunity to meet the second runner-up for American Idol, and
Yeah.
um,
It was
yeah,
It was
so
actually really
Willie,
cool. I really enjoyed it. Willie Spence.
yeah, Willie Spence, yeah.
Willie
So yeah,
Spence, who was the
it's pretty cool.
current this past season or this
Hmm.
past cycle, he was
Hmm.
a second runner-up. So I got to check because his parents were alum where we were shooting. So it was actually really cool. It was a lot of
Yeah,
fun. So we got to Curtis and I got to run that. So that was cool.
yeah, had a
Let's
good time.
see. Pat Murray, rat on, rat on, rat on. I've never heard that saying. Do you know this saying, MC?
Yeah, she was talking about me when I was talking about uh, the Queen of Food Truckery, Serena.
What
When
do
I was
rats have to? Don't put
yeah,
rats and
no,
food truck in
yeah,
the same sentence. So,
well, no. When you're telling on someone, like
oh,
some,
rat, yeah,
yeah,
rat,
yeah,
like Tabitha. Yes, the rat on. I forgot. Yeah, so you know certain terms you don't use anymore.
right,
'Cause I
right.
haven't heard that in a while. Rat to rat on someone. So she's on time for the first time in ages. Look, there's no such thing as late with MediaScope. I don't know if you know, but every time is on time with MediaScope. And DiCarpio says 100%. So with that, how about we start? Let's go. Can we play the intro for the media through the magic of live stream? Great. And would you put photo A up for me? So I really like, how I like to give you guys some things that are happening, some things that are going on. NAB is back. The National Association of Broadcasters show. Now remember, it was supposed to happen in October, did not happen. They have moved it now to its original date. They usually have it in April. So it's going to take place at the Las Vegas Convention Center, April 23rd through 27th. Isn't that nice? I'm excited, MC.
Hey, is it going to be virtual or is it going to be in person?
I'm trying to look and see if they have a virtual option because if you ask me, they need to keep a virtual option.
Hmm.
But I know they're going to be in person. So they're planning to
Okay.
be in person at the Las Vegas Convention Center. And apparently, there are going to be a whole bunch of surprises. So check that out. And I do actually have a code for you. If you're interested in going, use the letter E, capital M as in Mary, 21, and you could get a free exhibits pass. So again, capital E, capital M, and the number 21, and you could get a free exhibits pass. And as I mentioned on Instagram, if you are already like Pat, you already have a whole bloody publication. Go ahead and register as press, right? For the Durham Skywriter and report on that. So I don't know. I will get back to you. I have a contact at NAB, so I'll get back to you as to whether or not they're also going to do virtual, if they're going to have a virtual option, which I kind of hope. So I think every entity needs to, from now on, have a virtual option because I think this shows that people will participate in things if they have a way to participate in them. Right. So not everybody is going to, and we're still in the pandemic. Some people are not able to shell out the ducats to get to Vegas, but they can pay to go virtually, right? So
So
check
really
that
quick,
out.
what's that
Yeah,
code again? E as in Echo, M as in Mary, 21.
correct.
Okay, cool.
E as in Echo or Edward, M as in Mary or Methuselah,
There you go.
21. Look at our tech team putting up stuff real quick. Good for you. And by tech team, I mean MC Curtis.
Right.
So go ahead and check that out if you are interested. They often give me a whole bunch of codes. I'll get codes. So periodically up until next year, I will be giving you codes and maybe I'll be there. I miss actually being there and broadcasting live from the show floor. I love doing that type of stuff. I love doing events but we haven't been able to. So I'm
Didn't we
hoping
do that a couple times? Different
we
shows?
did. We
Yeah.
did. We did. I'm usually at NAB every year, so I usually live stream. And then one time we did the show, we did MediaScope from the show floor, and you
That's
ran
right. Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I actually like that. That's pretty cool. I like
Oh, it's a
doing that.
lot of fun. And
Hmm.
connections have gotten better now, tools have gotten better now that we could really
Sure.
do a huge cool thing if we're able to do it. So, we'll see what happens, but I might not be able to get to Vegas until 2023, but if I do this year, we'll see. Yeah. All right. So check it out. You know what? David Benjamin Eccles is ordering something. So Serena and the food truck is here, the queen of truckery, the minister of libation. I keep calling you mistress, but the minister of libation. Cheers, come and get. Oh boy, I forgot. Cheers, come and get it.
Oh, that's saying something to me. Did she say something?
She wasn't talking to you.
Got both of them going on.
You're that
The
greedy
ice.
that you're putting ice and slurping at the same time. That's just greed
That's
on
like
wheels.
that reminds me as a kid, I would stand in the refrigerator and just drink the juice. And my mom would come around the corner and like, "What are you doing?" And the next thing you know, there's juice
From
all
the
over.
bottle?
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
Because nobody else needed to drink, right?
Well, I mean, I was just being Curtis. It was horrible, but
Absolutely horrible.
I paid
Nobody
for my
else.
I paid for my sins, and so
Good. You should have. How very dare you? How very dare you, Curtis?
yeah, yeah,
For those of you who don't know, Curtis is one of 5, right?
right. 1 of 5. Well, 1 of 4 now, unfortunately, but yeah,
Right. But growing up, you were one
yeah,
of 5,
correct.
plus your mom. So
Yeah,
nobody else, no of the other 5 people needed to have juice, right? It was just for you.
yeah, they did, but I still got the sin marks.
As well you should. How very dare you? I know your mother was just all ready for some
Yeah,
orange
she
juice,
was.
And
She
here
was
comes
livid.
Curtis slobbering all over the. Oh,
She was livid, I tell you.
whatever befell you, you deserved. I'm telling you.
Till this day, I don't even like juice. You want juice? No juice for me.
That'll learn you. Well, not only do we have juice at the MediaScope food truck, it is Taco Wednesday. Remember, folks, we're not here on Tuesdays, but we show enough, SHO apostrophe NUFF, are here on Wednesdays. Therefore, go ahead and get your. We've got burritos today, tacos, salads, hamburger, pita pockets. That is an odd emoji.
So,
pita pocket.
Serena, did you dance your way to work?
Serena, let me tell you how he just spread all your business on 125th Street in Harlem. Okay, he just spread all your business out there. He told on you how you were out there enjoying yourself. Nobody asked him. Nobody asked him a thing. He just volunteered the information like a police informant.
Well, I was just happened to be getting ready for MediaScope and just making sure everything was together, like the images over your shoulder, just all properly done correctly. And as I was scrolling, I happened to see who jamming over D-Nice.
Don't invite him anymore. And I blame you, Queen of Food Truckery. Don't invite him anymore because all he's going to do is just spread your business on 125th Street. Don't invite him. Now you've learned your lesson, right? You try to be nice to folks. You give him extra. She gives you extra libation, and this is how you repay her? Oh.
Well, no, I was.
You're going to be a dry friend. You're going to be a dry friend of dry somebody for a while. It wasn't me. She said, we are blasting CQ through the speakers now. Wow. Well, he is the rhythm to the MediaScope food truck.
Okay. I like that. She turned it around. Okay. She brought the joy with her.
She turned it around, but it doesn't matter what happens in your private DMs. See, once we leave, it's just going to be you and she.
Well, I mean,
yeah, don't try and clean anything up now. Because she said, wow, you're a tattletale. See, you're cut off from the bar tonight. See, had you just kept your... Maybe you do need to have the libation so you can't be telling people's business. If you're sipping on libation, you can't tell folks' business. Anna is here, one of my favorites. She says, hey, good people of MediaScope. And hey, Anna, the permanent part of the MediaScope Council, one of the security members. Security Council, like the UN, that type of thing. Mm-hmm. All right, and Terry Johnson, who is the assistant Queen of Food Truckery, has our usual champagne and bacon wrapped shrimp. You better get some of that because I don't think Serena is willing to give you anything today, MC.
I know, huh?
No more ice in the drinks, according to Tish. You see, being a snitch doesn't help. You know, they have the saying, snitches get stitches. Well, in this case, snitches lose drinks.
Well, we can always talk about some, like a raise or something, some kind of incentive for it.
Oh, now you want to give her a raise. Now it's raise time. Now she gets a bonus. Oh boy. Just don't tell MC your business. Serena says, what was that song? Your mom's in my business. I remember that song. And MC will be lucky to get water. You better bring your own water bottle from now on. Ed Twitter has been on fire for 2 days. FNP going down. So what's happening on Ed Twitter? And what is that? Please let me know, because I do have some Twitter news, but I don't know about Ed Twitter. Again, loose lips sink ships.
Well, that's my...
But maybe he can float on that ice that he has and like an iceberg.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Pat's my fellow Chicagoan. So
don't look for her for help. Tell her for help. You are out there by yourself on an iceberg.
it feels like it too.
Well, shouldn't have opened your mouth, sir. There's one way to very simply avoid all of this.
Well, I was looking out for the guests, and all of those who play roles here at the MediaScope family.
How long did it take you to come up with that?
Uh,
Moving on. Could I have photo B, please? So, this is a great program. And so, this is the internship program from the Television Academy Foundation. You all know that I am a card carrying member of the Television Academy Foundation because back in 2014, I was a faculty fellow for them. One of the best experiences in my life. And I would love for some student, a college student or a graduate student, an undergrad or a grad, to be able to experience this. It is the internship program. So if you go to Television Academy, I think it's televisionacademy.org or televisionacademyfoundation.org. You could Google it and you will be able to apply for this. So if you're a teacher and you have some students maybe that have graduated last year that are freshmen in college. If you have children that are freshmen in college, if you yourself are a graduate student or you have a graduate student that is studying communication or television arts and is interested in a career in TV, please have them apply for this. This can set them up for life, I'm telling you. So you definitely want to have them apply for this. If you have any questions about it, I can give you some answers or point you towards some people who may know. So let me know. You definitely want to get on this, but don't put MC Curtis down as a reference because
well, Tish, if Serena's interested, I'd be happy to vouch for her.
Sure you would. Bobby Stamp says TMZ live Twitter show in the morning is inviting Twitter users live through Skype. How cool is that? That's good. That's good. And we stopped when Periscope went the way of the dodo. We kind of stopped broadcasting to Twitter, but have been thinking about whether or not we wanted to start broadcasting to Twitter again. So maybe you'll get to see MediaScope on Twitter soon. You never know. So nice. Congrats, Bobby. You got invited, Bobby. Oh, that's awesome. Let us know what you said. That's awesome. Let's see. Put MC as don't put MC as a reference. I'm telling you. Once they get wind of how he puts people's business on the streets, his word will be worth the 25 cents he made in tips last night at the club.
The bag of quarters I got, huh?
That bag of quarters. But don't sleep on bag of quarters. I used to love a good roll. I used to keep rolls of quarters. Remember when I lived in apartments in DC? Because when you live in an apartment, I didn't have washer dryer in my unit. It was a laundry room in the basement. So you had to keep a roll of quarters because back then they didn't have the one I lived in the building I lived in, they didn't use the card. They used like the roll of quarters. So I had that for that and also parking. Good times. Make sure you have enough for parking. Otherwise, you'll bear the wrath of the ticket maids and mavens. Yeah. Good times.
Had you ever been towed? Or
no.
Got tickets or anything?
Oh, yeah. I had it because they looked for small things. Gotcha. You're there like 1 minute past. Oh, too late. No, I was like, but I'm right here. So, yeah, I've gotten tickets before, but never towed. I wouldn't even know where to go if my car had been towed then. Like, where in DC do you go to get the car back?
Maybe Virginia or something.
That would have been fun. No. So no.
Right.
Not at all. So good times. Anyway, what part of DC did I reside in? I lived in Northeast DC by Catholic University because it was really close to Howard. So it took like 10 minutes to drive to Howard. It was close to the dance studio I was at. I was a house manager at Dance Place. So it was like in the middle of everything. I liked living in Northeast. It's cool. So where did you live when you didn't live on campus? Did you ever live in DC, the city proper? Let me know. Getting the word out is appreciated in journalism and broadcasting, though. Yes, but not through snitchery, Curtis.
Thank you, Pat.
Pat, you're setting yourself up.
I'm grabbing onto anything at this point.
You are grabbing onto straws, the straws you're slurping through for those imaginary drinks. Serena said, can't tell MC nothing. You can't. Don't tell him anything. So let's keep going. We have some more media stuff. Could I have photo 1, please? All right. Let's talk AMC. Start talking a little bit about this on Instagram, but AMC, doesn't it seem like I talk about AMC every week?
It does.
It feels like it. That's because I have something to talk about every week. And they have actually beat their quarterly revenue projections because moviegoers are beginning to return to the theaters. Now, I spoke with people on IG asking them if they're ready to come back. Let me know. Are you ready to go back? And I know I ask this every week, but every week something happens where they beat quarterly projections, something new comes out. So I have to ask you, maybe this week you're ready to go back. And I'm talking to you too, Bahamas and Caribbean. Are you ready to go back? Let me know. Give me a second. Are you ready to go back?
Yeah, I'm not quite ready to go back. Sometimes I think about it because, just for the sake of just doing something, because you can be in the house and just kind of your travels are just kind of limited in a lot of ways. So sometimes it comes across my mind. But I do have a question. So with all of this, with their different projections prior to the COVID and whatever numbers they had, kind of drummed up, this has obviously affected their projections drastically. So how do they get back to that? I mean, what's their new numbers that they're looking for? Or, does that make any sense what I'm asking?
Yes, and that's an excellent question. I don't even know what their new normal is. Because to me, it felt like they were trying to keep and hold on to the old normal. So I don't even have an idea if they have new projections. Now, here's the thing. Let me tell you. They posted $755.6 million in revenue.
Jeez.
That's up from the same time last year. Remember when I was talking about it? It was $119.5 million in revenue this same time last year. But we know why. The pandemic.
Right.
So I'm like, why are you crying? There's a global pandemic. What did you expect to happen? You thought people were going to take up residence inside AMC theaters? Eat COVID popcorn? I don't think so. So of course this makes sense. So the losses for the 3-month period ending in September also shrunk, falling to 222.4 million or 44 cents a share compared to the 905 million or $8.41 per share last year. Remember I talked about that? So we're looking back at that time. No vaccines, COVID was raging, so obviously they were going to suffer. But this quarter was helped by a couple of things. Black Widow, Shang-Chi, those are helping the Marvel Cinematic Universe basically is helping theaters to slowly rebound. Even if they're going to fall short of pre-pandemic levels, which they are, it's slowly starting to come back around. So Adam Aron is AMC's CEO and said in a statement, for the first time since the fourth quarter of 2019, substantially all of our worldwide theaters were open for the entirety of a calendar quarter.
Nice.
That's progress. That's progress for them. Sure. And AMC's theaters in the US, Europe, and the Middle East safely welcomed back 40 million guests during the third quarter of 2021. So
Okay, I have another
that's what's
question.
happening. I'm waiting for your question. Go
Now,
ahead.
now, outside of AMC or any other, company or business, outside their greatest expense being their employees,
Hmm.
movie theaters, they're paying a huge ticket price for the movies, right? Or to get certain movies from different studios. Is that correct? And is that so? That's a part of their cost as well. I mean, obviously that's their cost, but are they paying any areas of like millions of dollars for certain movies?
So I don't know. I can't sit and tell you exactly what
Hmm.
it is, what they're paying. I know that they
Yeah.
have agreement. So the way that the industry works is that before COVID, you were supposed to debut. There are about 4,100 screens or theaters
Hmm.
in the US.
Right.
So you had to debut on those 4,100 screens.
Hmm.
Um, well, there's more than that in the US, but do you have to debut on at least 41, about 44,000 or so screens to be considered for Oscar consideration? And see, that's the thing with the movies. They are really, they really place importance on Oscar noms. And
Hmm.
so you can't get the way it's set up. You're not eligible for Oscar nomination if it does not play in theaters first. So when you had, that's why all of this was happening. When you had initially the, what is it? I want to call them the brats, but those are the dolls, trolls. When you had, was it Trolls? Yeah, Trolls Worldwide, I think was the movie that debuted the same day in theaters. That was one of the first that debuted the same day in theaters as it did on, I can't remember the network, but on streaming. And
Right.
so there was a huge thing on that. Remember, that's when AMC was like, well, you don't ever have to worry, Universal, about playing
Yes.
anything
Yes.
on any of our screens ever again. Because I mean, they were really like,
Right.
but then
Right.
Disney went and did the same thing. Pim, they didn't say a thing. You're
Yeah.
going to go against
Absolutely.
Disney, they didn't say anything. So I think that's when they started to realize, this streaming thing is actually a thing. It's not
Right.
pretend, it's not play. But then the pandemic came and solidified how much streaming was needed if you
Mhm.
wanted us to see anything you did.
Right.
So the answer to your question is I don't know what the agreement is price wise, whether or not it's a cut from the sales that they get, a percentage of the sales,
Hmm.
box office receipts.
Right.
Something tells me that is most of it. So, but I really don't know the split up and how that works.
Okay. Okay.
But I'd like to find out more, to be honest, because things have really changed.
Sure. Absolutely.
Some things have not changed, but things have changed. So I'd like to find out more. Fantastic. All right, let's keep going, and then we're going to go back to the room. Photo two, please. Let's talk a little bit about, you heard about the tragedy that happened, Astro World, Travis Scott's festival. I think it's in its third year
Yes.
now, that happened in
Absolutely.
Houston. And wait a minute, you're in Houston.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
what's happening around there? What is the discourse or the conversation around that in Houston?
Well, I mean, I haven't really been kind of tapping into it really, or just kind of just listening to it, but there's just been more, just more, just like even in my timeline, people who living in the Houston area. So just more people posting about it, and just on the
Mm,
social media space. But uh, it, it hasn't been a whole lot to talk about because I'm sure at some parts of it they're trying to keep quiet too with it, and not trying to give it a whole lot of media attention.
interesting, interesting, interesting. So let's talk a little bit more about that because Drake was one of the special invited guests, and he has broken his silence because, as you heard, a lot of people are, there's a lot of blame that is being placed on Travis Scott. There's blame being placed on the artists.
Hmm.
But we talked about this on IG. Is it the artist's fault? Can we blame them? Or yes, can we blame them? Can we blame them, or can we blame them? Basically. So Drake has broken his silence. He's been quiet about this whole tragedy for a minute. He made his first public remarks on social media I spent the past few days trying to wrap my head around this devastating tragedy. My heart is broken for the families and friends of those who lost their lives and for anyone suffering. So he appeared as the surprise guest during Travis Scott's headlining set. He joined him on stage for 2 tracks, and the sequence of events that led to this mass casualty um, have gotten Drake a fair amount of criticism for going on with the show. And
Mm.
he took the stage at the end, toward the end of the set, and emergency medical personnel were already responding to reportedly to multiple cases of cardiac arrest, probably because of the crowd surge, right?
Sure, sure.
That's why, people want to be in front because that you're close to the stage. But can you imagine if there's crowd surge and you're in the front
No, no, I
or
can't
in the
imagine, but
middle?
yeah, yeah, that's horrible. Yeah.
It is. It's
Mhm.
terrible. It's terrible. Uh, there have been
Hmm.
so many
Yeah.
different videos that are out there about what happened, from the perspective of the crowd, from the perspective of other people as well. There were 50,000 people that were there, and reportedly there were
Jeez.
about 500 security. That's not enough.
Absolutely.
That's not enough. So, but here's the thing. So, it's in Houston NRG Park, and performers
Mhm.
included SZA, Lil Baby, Roddy Rich, and others. Um, Astroworld apparently, according to Variety, veered from the usual, quote, festival protocol of staggering performances on opposite stages, as Scott was the only headliner on the so-called chill stage. So usually what happens, like if you've ever watched Coachella, you know how they have several stages?
Right.
If everybody was kind of on one stage and it wasn't staggered, I could kind of see where problems arise.
Hmm.
So, Variety reported this: the combination of his chosen set time and a countdown clock may have contributed to the frenzy and confusion because a whole bunch of eager fans ran from one end of the grounds to the other end to catch this. And Scott's stage banter, encouraging all in attendance to rage and make the ground shake, along with the Drake cameo, seemingly amplified the already energized crowd to the point where people were being shoved, trampled, and otherwise injured.
Jeez.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, Variety also said this, that the the decision, one of the things that was a problem, was also problematic, was the decision to have him go on 45 minutes after SZA's performance wrapped, as opposed to overlapping slightly with her set, or even beginning just as it ended at 8 p.m. That's what they call spreading the field, and they do it for crowd control at live events.
Mm.
Because what's happening is everybody's here like enjoying SZA. So if he
Right.
starts, it's not as much rush, because they're
Right.
still enjoying that, and then they'll slowly go over. So they didn't do
Gotcha.
that. So I think that was the big problem. So earlier
Mm.
today, members of the Kardashian Jenner family offered their condolences because, as you know, Travis Scott shares a daughter with Kylie Jenner, and they're
Mm.
expecting their second child together.
Mm. You know,
This, go ahead.
I know. I mean, I don't know if it makes any sense, but do you think that? I mean, I'm the one in regards to. I'm not trying to blame anyone, but I'm just saying at some point, you've got to, you think the artists are really kind of to some degree responsible for the crowd control, or at least how they're rallying the crowd up, and knowing that just how people are responding to this music, almost kind of like some kind of social, you know, uh, thing that they just have to keep on their mind in regards to just that. Hey, be cognizant of this. That.
Okay, and we could say that until you
Yeah.
as an artist get up and your first order of business is to sing these songs, remember
Right.
the words to the song, the lights are in your
Right.
face. I
Yeah.
can't also be responsible for the
Yeah.
crowd. Now, that comes with pre-planning to make sure. And I think honestly, can you blame them? In a sense, no. But in a sense,
Yeah.
maybe, yeah, maybe this is the beginning of holding people accountable. All right, if you're going to have this, unless, and this is his event. So
Right.
unless you are invited, you're an invited guest to the event, that's not your, that is not for you to take crowd control into consideration. It
How
also
about
follows how much control he had over the event. Go ahead.
absolutely? But okay, so what I'm meaning is like how language like how about no raging? How about no rushing to the stage? No, hey, come up to the stage, let's talk, or just those even those moments where they've got the people just rushing to the stage. Just again, just their language. So no raging, no the first one here at the stage, that kind of stuff like that. The first one gets a T-shirt or whatever. You got 50,000 people. Really? I'm not saying that's what he said, but I'm just saying that just the language
No, I
that's
get
going
it.
to.
The behavior and the language and the
Yeah,
thing you ask people to do, because
right.
crowds tend to behave like sheeple
Absolutely.
with
Yeah.
crowd behavior. I do understand that. Um, this it we're going to see. So one lawyer who's already involved in this is civil rights lawyer Benjamin Crump. So he's
Hmm.
already involved in this. A lot of people definitely. Let me take some comments. Bobby Stantz says totally 100%. Serena says my condolences go to all the family who. Yeah, this is senseless and
Yeah,
tragic. Absolutely.
absolutely.
Patricia says problem is Travis Scott has a history of riling up crowds, telling them to overrun security, but this year things got way out of hand. This was nothing new, but worse than what's happened in the past. Yeah, so the thing is he's gotten away with it in the past, but this type of thing
Mhm.
catches up with you
Interesting.
eventually. I still, yeah, he has a problem with it definitely, but knowing this, why was there not enough in place? Why did they not have overlapping sets? Why
Mm.
was this not done? If we know that this is the case,
Right, right.
and you are like the third person who has said this, Patricia, that he has a habit of doing such things. Why
Mm.
is there nothing in place? Crowded surge is a global problem. It absolutely is. It's not just here. Anna asked, what about the owners of the building? Well, it was outside. It was outside. So
So, do you think any of this has to play? I mean, where you factor in the fact that obviously the pandemic and just people haven't been outside and just kind of
mhm,
ready to just to
mhm,
have
mhm.
fun or just
I
enjoying
do
life
think
again.
so.
Yeah.
I also think we haven't really been out anywhere in almost 19 months. We have no behavior. So
Right, right, right.
in lieu of that, this is why
Sure.
you especially have to have measures in place, because people will not police themselves. They will not.
Absolutely, absolutely.
They will not walk quietly over. Remember when you were little, they were like walk, don't run,
Hmm.
and you would be run. They would walk. Teachers would be like walk. There are no
Right,
teachers
right,
there to tell them to walk.
right.
Uh, Anna says on Twitter and TikTok, fans are posting videos of musicians who have stopped shows like Adele. Mm. Oh, wow. And David also says victims of Astroworld that the body count is rising. Now, I
Oh,
haven't,
yeah.
yeah, I have not
Yeah.
checked up on this story since. Tell me what it is now. When I last checked, it was 8 or 9. So, which is that one is too many. Not to talk of
Absolutely.
8 or 9, not to talk of a count that is still rising.
Hmm.
Wow. All right, let's keep going. Uh let's see. Oh, Terry Crook is here. Hey, Terry Crook. And she says, I bet you will hear announcements as to how to behave prior to concert starting. Yeah, exactly. Now, will people behave? Something tells me no. So you're going to have to physically put things in place. Like, I don't go to concerts like that because there's always the propensity for that type of thing to happen. I will go to larger concerts that are places like amphitheaters where there's a dedicated space for you to sit down, or as the old folks in the South like to say, sat down somewhere,
Right,
and
right.
you can dance, get up and dance, and then sit down when you're ready. That's the type of thing I like, where
Right.
there's dedicated space and you're not rushing the stage. And this is my thing. By you being up on the stage, what does that mean? All right, they may reach out to you and say hi, and then what? He said hi. She said hi. He touched
Right.
my hand. Why did I sound like a ghost? Ah, that's not what I meant to do.
No, you sound like a serious fan.
Oh, and I don't even know how to do serious fandom. Seriously, I don't.
Oh, that's what it sounded like.
Like, my hand. She said hi.
See, look at that fan
I just
face.
look at people sometimes and I'm like,
That was a fan face. Good fan face.
yeah. No, let's not do that. Exactly. Sat down somewhere. Beverly Campbell is here and she's having a good time. Hello, Beverly Campbell. Anna says no mosh pits at James Taylor. See, okay. And that's the thing. The type of concert you go to also dictates the behavior of the fans. That doesn't mean that James Taylor is any greater than Travis Scott. But there's a different type of behavior that comes depending on what type of, because James Taylor is not encouraging mosh pits at his concerts. I don't think.
Encouraging people to get up and walk around, huh?
Exactly. You know what? Okay, so David Benjamin Echo says 14.
Wow. Yeah, the last numbers
really
I seen were 8.
Yeah, the last, I think, yeah, it was 8 or 9 the last time I checked. Serena Wills, absolutely different behavior and different energy. I'm not usually looking to turn up when I go to concerts. Well, again, it depends on who you're going to see, right? I can't tell you the last concert I went to. Can I? Because I also like small venue concerts. You know what I mean? Like somebody that's playing a small, intimate venue where you can sit down somewhere, and that's what I like.
Right.
I can't even think. But yeah, I'm not with the million people at a venue. Patricia says jazz. Yeah, most people are not turning up at jazz concerts.
Yeah, I usually turn it up at the jazz concerts.
I bet you do.
Make me just
if you're sipping on libation the way I know you sip on libation, I bet you're turning it up at a Chick Corea concert or something like that. Anyway, Ernest Goodley is here from New Orleans, and he says Travis Scott is known for encouraging fans to ignore security and rush the stage. It's been part of his shtick for a while. Hopefully, it won't be going forward. That's just the height of irresponsible behavior. Anna says, no, occasionally herb in the air. Different for James Taylor. Yeah, I don't think that type of inhaled libation makes people want to turn up or, do mosh pits and such. Anyway, good to see you. All right, folks, let me take a minute to say hey to everyone that is watching. We are having a blast. This is MediaScope. We talk all about media, tech, and pop culture news every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern. I am Tachi, media professor, filmmaker, media content producer, also a journalist. I'm joined by this joker behind the scenes. His name is MC Curtis.
Hey, everybody. What's happening?
And guess what? I want you, those of you that are watching on YouTube, yay, fantastic. We're trying to grow YouTube. So, you know what I'd like you to do? If you get a chance, head over to YouTube to Dr. Tachi and subscribe. That way you can watch on YouTube as well. So I don't ever say that. And MC Curtis pointed that out. So I'm saying it today.
Yeah, do us a solid.
That's so 1960s. Slap me some skin.
Do me
5 on the
this.
black hand side.
Yeah, do
Do
me
me a
this.
side. That's why you only get quarters when you dance, because you use phrases like that. Wow. Ooh, Janet Jackson, the Demita Joe tour was your last thing. Fantastic. At Merriweather Post Pavilion. I remember that place very well. Serena says, I think we need a snack break. We do. Go ahead over to the MediaScope food truck. Get yourself some pretzels, popcorn, cookies, donuts, hot dogs, or, not dogs. For those of you that are vegan, you could get some fries. They're all available at the MediaScope food truck. And remember, guys, we also have, you know what, MC, make a banner for me with aquatees.com, AKWATEES.com. So if you want a food truck shirt, it's food truckery at its finest. And I keep forgetting to wait, do I have it? Maybe if I have it, I'll show it. So
Can
what
you spell it
happened?
again? Can you give me the name again?
Yeah, AKWATEES.com. So aquatees.com, and you can get your own food truckery at its finest t-shirt for the MediaScope food truck. I am trying to see if I can find it and share it with you guys. Hold on, let's see. Maybe it is here. Do I have it? I'll have to find it later because I know I have it, and I keep forgetting to put it in our little thing so that you all can see it. Anyway, all right, let's go on to story 3, because we've spent all this time on Drake and the Was Not Was festival, and we need to get to Squid Game. As if you're not already tired enough of hearing me talk about Squid Game. I'm sure you are, but there's a reason I'm bringing it up again. Squid Game is being renewed. Well, the creator has promised a season 2 because fans were so into Squid Game. You could tell this thing just came out and people already fashioned Squid Game costumes. They didn't exist. You couldn't go to the store and buy them. So people made their own Squid Game costumes. Can you imagine?
Jeez.
Yeah, man. Squid Game, the costume. Squid Game, not just a show anymore. Squid Game, not just for kids. It's not even for kids. Kids should be watching it.
Do they have a website, Squid Game? Are they set up
you
a
know,
website where they're seeing any kind of t-shirts?
I'm pretty sure this is the thing. The merch, I think they probably now in the Netflix store have some kind of Squid Game merch. But remember how long sometimes these people I hope Netflix jumped on it, because remember how long Disney took to come out with the child shirts, or people know him as Baby Yoda, and merch. People were making stuff up themselves. I'm like, you really are that daft that you should have had merch ready to go the moment the Mandalorian dropped on Disney Plus. That same day, people should have been able to go and buy themselves the child shirt, or the child, and people call him Baby Yoda, but he's really not Baby Yoda. Okay, hold on. I am going to open and show you guys the food truck shirts. If this will open for me. It's big. All right, here we go. So I'm going to share my screen, okay? Get ready. Put on your gold chain, Curtis.
I will. Just that.
Okay, let's see. All right, you see it?
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, and it comes in a couple of different colors. So This is the food truck shirt. The media, as you can see, it says food truckery at its finest. So you can actually pick that up if you want. It's real. So go ahead. All right, I'm going to stop sharing right now. And there we go. All right, thank you. All right, yeah, Disney slept on that. Absolutely. Kids should not be watching Squid Game. Anna, you are 100% right. Thank you. That is if you're interested in a t shirt, you can go ahead and get Food Truckery at its finest or some other stuff because there's a bunch of other stuff up there as well. Thank you, Curtis. All right, so let's go back to photo 3, please. Okay, so we are, it was inevitable that it was going to get, well, we don't know that it's officially renewed, but it says the creator Huang says this. There's been so much pressure, so much demand, and so much love for a second season. So I almost felt like you leave us with no choice. But I will say there will indeed be a second season. It's in my head right now. I'm in the planning process currently, but I do think it's too early to say when and how that's going to happen. So if you're a fan of Squid Game, know that there's more in the works. Yay. How dreadful. Anyway, no,
No, right?
the show itself is well written and good, but the premise is just dreadful.
Absolutely.
Anyway, isn't it? Oh. Speaking of Netflix, let me have photo 4. Netflix is making an English language version of their Korean dystopian thriller, Time to Hunt. Are we surprised we're seeing more Korean dramas coming? Because I mean, the success of Squid Game, obviously. So it's going to be called it's called A Time to Hunt. They're remaking the movie, and this is the first time that they have adapted one of its local language movies into English. So the studio has come full circle, as you might say. It debuted at the Berlin Film Festival last year, and it follows a group of young people who commit crimes to survive in a near future Korea hit by financial. Wow. Korea, what's happening? What's going on? Anyway, they're going to be doing this. And could I have photo 5, please? So not surprising, they're looking to what else do we have that we could remake and make money off of? All right, they have just unveiled a huge expansion of Japanese content with greater emphasis on feature films. This is Netflix. Excuse me, hold on. I'm just so excited. Okay, so after the recent success of Squid Game, of course, they've been turning their eyes to Asia for further high concept non-English language shows. So Netflix recently said that the Squid Game effect has propelled futuristic Japanese series Alice in Borderland back up in the rankings. So it was already there. But once this happened, now people are looking for all kind of, quote, Asian dramas to partake in. So
we're looking for Asians we're looking for other Asians with financial issues.
Oh God. So that they could play the game and possibly not win.
Right.
So the next thing will be Squid Game Japan.
Yeah, absolutely.
Squid Game Bangladesh.
If you're in debt, the quickest way you can get out is to sign up for Squid Games. Contact our studio.
If it sounds too good to be true, people.
I know, right?
If anything, I see it as a cautionary tale too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So not to be left out, could I have photo 6? Not to be left out, Apple TV Plus has launched their first Korean language series called Dr. Brain. Are we surprised?
Not at all.
This is the first Korean language drama to debut on Apple TV Plus, and according to the AV Club, this is what it is. It's an intriguing blend of imaginative science fiction and mystery. He's a child prodigy. The Dr. Siwon Ko, who is the protagonist, is a former child prodigy with a traumatic past. He has an eidetic memory and strong math skills, but is unable to express any feelings. Interesting. All right. So anyway, That doesn't tell me a whole lot, but okay,
that's,
I'll go
that's
with it. But see, that's the thing. People are like, oh, well, based off of Squid Game, we'll go with it. Fine. We'll
so
make
he's
it
an
work.
engineer.
I guess so. I
No,
don't know
I'm
what he
joking.
is. I guess so. Let's have photo 7. We're trying to do this. We're doing a lightning round now. So, yay, Meta. Why are we bringing them up again? We already know that they've got this in the works. Well, I found this interesting. According to Design Taxi, or just Taxi, they're planning to launch physical stores. Meta is planning to launch physical stores. So they're considering opening brick and mortar stores to showcase their gadgets, which of course they have the Oculus Quest,
Mhm.
the Portal, and the Ray-Ban smart glasses. Those could be the first items on display if they do this. So the brand hopes to spark curiosity and closeness with consumers via the store, providing them a space where they can have judgment-free journey while experiencing the devices firsthand. And then a portal opens up in the middle of the store and you're sucked in forever. That would be an awesome movie.
Yeah,
That's what it
that's.
feels like happens.
Hey, so has Facebook won this little lawsuit or issue, this legal battle over the name, or are they just like we're
Haven't
going
heard
with it?
anything about it yet. Remember, the other ones just filed, and it takes a while when you
Okay,
file before if you've ever done a trademark for anything, it takes a while before you hear anything back.
okay,
Sometimes it comes back and it's all clear, and sometimes it's like, no, you have to change this, and this. So
right,
it takes a little while. So it's going to be a while before we hear anything. It could be next year
okay.
before we hear anything. Excuse me. So insiders said that Meta should go ahead with physical storefronts. And the first shop should be located in Burlingame, California, where there already is a Reality Labs office. The company eventually is planning to expand its reach all over the globe with stores in different continents and countries. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the whole concept of the metaverse is a virtual world, correct?
That's correct.
So why are you spending money on physical stores? Doesn't that seem counterintuitive?
It
To me,
really
it does.
does. It really does. Doesn't even make any sense, but hey.
If you are trying to encourage people to engage in this virtual world, why are you spending money on physical stores?
I think this whole Facebook thing about trying to bring people together, it really, in fact, I believe it's just going to be just counterproductive in regards to just whole meta spaces that people are just going to be so caught up and the virtual reality of what they're experiencing, and that this is just really going to be a place where a lot of people can just go and hang out and just get away and just I think just forego whatever they may be dealing with. You know, I think that's what's going to happen. What do you think?
I'm thinking about a dystopian future. I really am. I'm
Yeah,
thinking
yeah,
I'm thinking about
absolutely.
my next series that I write. That's actually what I'm thinking.
Right, right.
If we're already going down a portal, I might as well make some money off of this portal. So
Yeah.
let me write something. I'll get back to you on that. So I snuck that in there because it's a tech story, but there's also an aspect of the media in it. So I said, all right, let me just sneak that in. So could I please have photo 8, please? Let's talk a little bit about Rosa Parks. There is a documentary coming about Rosa Parks that is going to launch on Peacock from Soledad O'Brien and her production company, SOB Productions. It's called The Rebellious Life of Mrs. Rosa Parks, and it's thought to be the first ever feature documentary about Mrs. Parks. And it will premiere in 2022. It's directed by Yoruba Richin, who did The Green Book, The Guide to Freedom, and Joanna Hamilton. And it's executive produced by Soledad O'Brien. So it's going to tell the unexpected story of Parks and her life beyond the historic bus boycott in Montgomery, Alabama. It reveals the intent behind her activism, her radical politics, and the true extent of her courage. There's a lot of video footage, and I'm actually interested to see what that's going to be like. So that's coming next year. You can look for that coming to Peacock. Could I please have photo 9, please? Let's talk Goldbelly. We've had some experience with Goldbelly, haven't we, MC? We actually ordered some stuff for some clients from Goldbelly.
That's correct. That's correct.
And Goldbelly now is going to have a TV channel. They're trying to become the QVC of artisanal food. So they've become an e-commerce platform for almost 1,000 restaurants. So, you know, when we ordered stuff, it was like kind of baked goods, but you can order restaurant food and have it shipped as well. So now it wants to help these restaurants make shoppable videos. So actually, Goldbelly launched in 2013, which I did not know. And what they did was they were first shipping gumbo from New Orleans Commander's Palace, or noodles from New York's Ivan Ramen, throughout the United States. So just a few, and now it's grown from there. So yeah, they are they raised $100 million in a Series C round of funding. So they're looking to get Goldbelly TV going.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's the way to go too. I'm interested to see what they do, because there are a lot of foodies and a lot of people who love food. Look, can I tell you guys, QVC and HSN are like my guilty pleasure. I don't ever buy anything from there, but I will sit there on Friday night and watch these. I'm like, this is just interesting. It's interesting to me.
Right.
I don't ever buy anything. I've never bought anything from QVC or HSN, but I find the concept fascinating. I could see me sitting and watching Goldbelly TV. I think it's going to be fascinating. So look for that coming soon. They're looking to build this up. They've signed on established stars already, such as Iron Chef Judge Kat Cora, celebrity chef Daniel Boulud, and Flavortown's Guy Fieri. But they're also interested in showcasing less known names. They say this: we have established names, but we're more excited about the people behind the mom and pop shops who can tell their stories and shine in a different way. So good for you. Goldbelly TV coming to a network near you. I don't know exactly where it's going to be, but we'll probably find out coming up where it will debut. Let's do 2 more stories and then we are out. Could I have photo 11, please? Twitter will now let you pay to undo your tweets and read ad-free news in the US. Also, Australia, Canada, and New Zealand, as part of what they call Twitter Blue. So this is the company's subscription service. They're adding new features and expanding new countries to new countries and platforms. So it first launched in June. Remember, I talked a little bit about this before, in Canada and Australia on iOS, but starting Tuesday, they actually were available in the US and New Zealand on Android and on the web. So the most useful Twitter Blue feature probably is the undo button, which people have been asking for, well, actually not an undo button. They've been asking for a button to correct things so that you can correct, or edit button.
Right.
They're never doing that. So there's an undo button, which lets you recall tweets before they send out. Other features in the initial launch include a reader mode for tweet threads, bookmarks folder, and the ability to theme your Twitter app and app icon. Look, none of this seems interesting to me. Twitter Blue does have a cost, and that's the biggest reason it doesn't seem interesting to me. $2.99 per month in the US. If I want to undo something, I'll just take down the tweet if I make a mistake. Excuse me. First of all, be accountable. Make sure you not only proofread, but make sure that you're saying what you want to say and you're not saying things out of anger.
Right.
Because to me, it's not so much the typos, it's the fact that you said something stupid that goes up. You can always recall and retype it and put it up, because they're not going to give us an edit button ever. So, anyway, let's get one last story in, and then we're going to vamoose. Could I have photo 18, please? Would you wear these jeans, MC?
No.
Why not? Tell me why.
I'm kind of more of a just those pockets would have to be
You
the
like the jeans that rip off. Is that it?
Exactly. I couldn't get it out.
Okay, there we go. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Tell
absolutely.
the truth. You don't have to be afraid. You like the ones that have the
Be myself.
snaps that rip off. Okay.
I like the jeans that rip off.
Okay, great. Great. See, tell the truth. And you always iron a crease in them before you.
I do.
off.
I do.
Great. So these jeans are actually by Samsung. They have created these Z Flip denim jeans with a pocket to carry a smartphone. So these are not smart biometric jeans at all. They're just jeans, okay? They come with the Galaxy Z Flip 3. They're designed to accommodate the smartphone's folding form factor of the Z Flip. And it comes with a pocket perfectly sized for the Galaxy Flip. As you notice, there are no other pockets. The front pockets are sewn with that silly Z, and there are no back pockets. The only one functional pocket just fits the phone. Samsung seems to be convinced that, I forgot to say this. Could I have the pop culture thing, please? Today on What the Hell Is This? Samsung seems convinced that jean pockets are too large. I don't know why. They've never worn women's jeans. The pockets are too small on our jeans, if you ask us.
Right.
They say this: they take up too much space, they don't look stylish, and the latest phones slip and slide inside of them. The Z Flip pocket denim jeans make big pockets a thing of the past. As I said, the front pockets are intentionally sealed shut with the letter Z. There's just a silhouette of pockets on the back. Only one real pocket for the phone. Take a guess how much these jeans cost.
$95? Yeah, $95.
Oh, that's a nice guess if they were regular jeans.
How much are they?
$1,000.
Oh, they ain't lost their ever-loving mind. Ever-loving mind.
Now, they do come, apparently, with the Galaxy Z Flip 3.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm sorry. They are actually $1,112. So, $1,112.
So, you only get one pair, and so you
get one pair. So, really, essentially, to me, it feels like they're upcharging for the phone.
Absolutely.
Because they probably had these made in a factory for 35 cents somewhere.
Absolutely.
They've only made 450 pairs, and when they're sold, you'll just have to make do with regular pockets that fit regular stuff.
Oh boy. Oh, that's going to be awful.
I don't know what we'll do. How will we move on?
I know.
Anyway.
Now what am I going to do with this flip phone that I just purchased?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe you could buy another pair of jeans that'll that'll fit those better.
Maybe I could put it in my sock or something.
That's a good idea. Next time you'll think better of your decisions, MC. David Benjamin Echo says, I'll keep my phone. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Stupid,
right.
no way. Even if it came with an iPhone, nope. Kami Jamila is here, says that foolishness is the cost of the phone. You're basically just able to wear the packaging then, basically. That's
Yeah.
like an oversized phone case. That's basically what
I
that
know,
is.
right?
DiCarpio says, oh, heck no.
Right.
Comes with the phone. Yeah. Oh, that's okay, Tish. We're glad to see you back. And that's it. Wait a minute. Anna says, Samsung, you are the Bama of the week. Week. Thank you for that, Anna. And with that, let's get our Bama selves out of here. Folks, thank you so much for hanging around and being down and all of that. We went over as usual, but thank you for being here nonetheless. MC, any final words?
Good show. Good show.
Love you for watching. Bid you adieu. You guys, myself, and these blasted Samsung jeans, let us all exit stage left. Until next week, cheers.
Ciao, everybody.
Yeah, Close the doors, walk across the corridor. We got something to show you. Media is our repertoire. Fed up with the same